and I are here today to talk about, I'm gonna give you my favorite book off of each of my bookshelves, and yeah, that's what we got today. We're gonna talk about each book on each of the different, because I have bookshelves, but each shelf on the bookshelf. Okay, to start us off, I have, well, not really gonna count the Harry Potter ones up here because that's all that's up there, and I love all of them. But my first shelf here has a lot of Neil Shusterman. It has some just like middle grade, young adult, I guess like YA, yeah, mostly YA, fantasy, science fiction, dystopian. And my favorite from, well, technically my favorite is Unwind, but I do not have Unwind because Savannah-Rose is borrowing it right now. So this is one of the next books in the series, but it's by Neil Shusterman. It's set as if it was after the Second Civil War. Oh, wow. It's hard to say a lot without spoiling much, but mostly they're unwinding children. And by unwinding children, they have the science to take all of their body parts and it's unwanted kids for whatever reason, delinquents or I don't know, something, but it's like after you get to the age of 13, you can be unwound, and every single piece of you is used up and used scientifically for something else. So every single piece of your body is still in use, so it's not dead. It's just divided. Yeah. So it's about that. That's the long-winded explanation that told you nothing. Like, it told you the base, but like there's a lot more. There's a kid trying to escape being unwound. All right, behind door number 2, we have more fantasy science fiction middle grade. My favorite on here, I would have to say, would be Michael Bay. It's been a while since I read it, so I'm not 100% sure if I have a favorite out of the different Michael Bay books. So I'm just gonna hold up the first one. But kids, electricity, science thing, sort of. It's like technically science fiction, but gives more superhero kind of vibes. Kids' powers from electricity. They do things, help people, sort of. Yeah. Superheroes and electricity, that's all you need to know. Next shelf. It's kind of a weird mix of stuff on the shelf, but it still has a lot of stuff I read in high school and middle school. This one's weird for which is my favorite because I'm not 100% sure, for the fact that some of the books on here, when I read them, I really, really loved them. And I just remember raving about them, and I loved them, and I was like, wow, this was so good. And then now I look at it, and I'm like, yeah, it was okay. 6 of Crows. Collection of people coming together, do things together with different skills. But they're all like kind of thieves-ish. Yeah. The Illuminati Files, the first book. I haven't even read the other ones, and this one's not so much for the content of spaceships, AI, explosions and things. It's because of the formatting. Because the formatting of this is glorious. I love it. It's very poetic. It's set in files, and so it's a collection of stuff that some of them are transcripts of audio recordings, some of them are letters or texts or like coding, and it does cool things, and it's got pages that barely have any words on them, and it's just, especially just from a writer standpoint and as somebody that does poetry too, it is so much fun. Monday's Not Coming. Every single time I say this title, I mess it up. How is that hard? Monday's Not Coming. I always say Monday's Not Coming. I don't know why. Again, I think it's a very quality book. Another one where it's not necessarily, I was like, wow, this is like my favorite kind of content to read. It was one that I think I really appreciated it because it got me out of a really big writing slump I had been in college. And so I read it and I was just burning through it. And it was really nice to have that feeling again. So it made me get attached to the book and really like the book. It's good. Mystery. Girl's friend, her name is Monday, is missing. And nobody seems to notice that her friend is missing. Nobody's bothered about it. And she's like, dude, my friend is missing. This is a problem. And it's her figuring that out and why. The Strange Fascinations of Noah Hypnotic by David Arnold. But I read it in high school. It's just unhinged and it's fun for the chaos of it. And just there's like a little bit of mystery. Without saying too much, I'll just say Noah things happen, and then he's after a couple of certain events at the beginning of the book, he starts living his life and noticing tiny little changes around him. Like his friend who loved and was obsessed with Marvel now loves and is obsessed with DC. Just little things even things that were in the past. Like he had this specific memory of going to this restaurant, but then in all the pictures, they're at a different restaurant. And he's trying to figure out why things are different and what's going on. And it's a fun ride for that. Juniper is destroying her blanket right now. So if you hear ripping sounds in the background, that is her. This shelf is the top shelf of one of my big bookshelves, and it has a lot of my pretty classics on it. And my favorite I'm going to put as Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. This technically has a collection with some other stories, but I have only read Murder on the Orient Express so far, but I love it. It's a mystery, and it's like classic Agatha Christie, so it's really fun. And I love, one of my favorite things in murder mysteries is when you have a whole bunch of people stuck in one place and they cannot leave, and you know that somebody is the murderer, and you're like, who is it? It has to be one of these people. And I love that trope in mysteries. And Murder on the Orient Express is the prime example, because they're all on the Orient Express, all on the train. The train's doing its thing, but the detective. The storage being full on my phone is a never-ending problem for me. So I just got cut off because my storage was full, but we're back. I was talking about Murder on the Orient Express. We're gonna move on to the next shelf below it. It's actually gonna be funny because I had King Arthur propped up on this shelf, so it was hiding the one that I'm going to be highlighting today. I do love my King Arthur copy by Howard Pyle. However, special mention is going to my Robin Hood copy by Howard Pyle because it's gorgeous. He's old and crusty, and he smells like an old book, and the pages are all yellow. And have I read this yet? No, I haven't. I'm working on it. I'm just not done. And I haven't been reading this copy. I've been reading my less old copy because it's easier to carry around. However, like just owning and having, this one's my favorite. And I love the stories of Robin Hood, and I love Howard Pyle, the way he writes. It's so cute. And I love my old book. We've reached manga. Guys, it's like hitting gold. We've hit manga. As much as you might have seen, I have a crippling Rengoku obsession. Not actually, I'm not that obsessed, but I do love him. I love Rengoku. As much as I love him, we are going to, oh no, but this one has both my favorite manga on the same shelf, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. So, okay, I love Spy Family. It was my first manga I started reading, and I love it. However, instead, we are going to be highlighting Promised Neverland. I wish I had the cover from the Goldie Pond arc, but I don't own that volume. So we get volume 2 because I really like this cover. It's really pretty. Promised Neverland is so good. Do not watch the anime. Read the manga. Please, I'm begging you. They cut out like the best arc and some of the best characters from the anime. And so for once it's not, there's just too much. It's just, you can't have the story without that. It's so much better with it. You really gotta have it. So I highly recommend. Describe it. Orphans working together. Hamburgers? I can't spoil. Technically it spoils itself if you read the excerpt on the back, but if you go into this not knowing what to expect, it's so much better. And I will say just this one also, we'll get a little bit of a content warning, a little bit of violence, a little bit of not great things happening. But children, orphans, I can't say anything else, but it's good. I'm cheating on this shelf because I'm not gonna pick my favorite because I don't know, because there is a lot of different manga, like just like 1 or 2 volumes of different ones that I don't have, a ton of yet on this shelf, and they don't compare very well. So instead, I'm just gonna talk about the one I'm most hyped about, because there's also ones that's like, maybe I really like this, but then I was more hyped about it, and then I'm not, but then some I prefer as the anime. Like I love Haiku, but I think I prefer that in the anime than the manga. Anywho, I'm gonna talk about One Piece. One Piece has been super fun lately. I was really concerned going in. I'm not totally sure why. I thought it was, I don't know. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I do. I really do so far. I'm on volume 9, I think. I'm on volume, no, I think I finished volume 9, so I'm on 10, or I'm on 9. I'm on volume 9 or 10. I don't know. We just got the cook's backstory. That was my point. But I've been really enjoying it. It's been really fun so far. It's just, it's pirates, but they're good pirates. And it's silly, goofy, fun. Just prepare yourself for wild proportions from the artist. Because what? Some of them are pretty absurd. But it makes it more silly, goofy. And it's just, I like it for that. It's a little bit, has a very kind of unique art style compared to, not that the other stuff isn't unique, but I like it. The style very much fits the story. And you have good pirates. And you have Zorro, and he is wonderful. I love him already. Also Shanks. We barely even see Shanks. He's at the very beginning. He's great. I'm gonna stop talking and move to the next one. On this is the bottom shelf of my big tall guy, and it has a lot of my illustrated versions of books on here. As much as I love Harry Potter, I am not picking Harry Potter for my favorite on here. I'm actually going to be doing the graphic novel for Watership Down. Have I read entirely the actual Watership Down? No. But I'm going to. But I have seen all the various different versions of shows they have out there. And I've read the graphic novel, but I think it just really presents well, because I think the story and the setting go very well with having like a beautiful art to back it up. And so Watership Down, it's about a group of rabbits that leave their burrow, and they're trying to find a home. They're just trying to make a new home somewhere because their burrow things happen to it. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not, but it's really good. It's rabbits. It's told from the point of view of rabbits. They're just little bunnies hopping around looking for a home, but they're also not just little bunnies. They got some pretty mean bunnies. Some of the shows can be very bloody, but it has such fun like shows of like friendship and authority and learning, and then their little quest to find a home. And then it has, some commentary on humans not being the best, but some humans, at least. And then I love the world building around it. How smoothly they talk about their version of God and some of their like beliefs and backstories about how the world came to be. And it's just what the rabbits believe. It's the rabbits' faith. And that's really cool to me. So yeah, bigger and better things, guys. This is my favorite shelf. So I gotta actually pick a top, but right here are my favorites. All right, top 2 that I am taking from my absolute top favorite shelf is Anne of Green Gables. Added to the fact that I love this copy I have another copy on one of the other shelves you might have seen, but this one I just think is so pretty, and I like the texture of it. It feels nice. It's a good size. Anywho, Annie and Greville's, it's just so good. Just the vibes, just everything. Orphan that gets adopted, trying to, get used to a new family and new life, growing up in Prince Edward Island and Canada, and it's just her story of growing up, and I love it for the fact that I feel like we don't have enough books anymore that take a character and you get to see that character through their whole life. You get to grow up with them. I didn't even read these growing up. Well, I read the first one, but not the rest of them growing up. But you get to grow with them, and I love that so much. I'm on one of the books, I don't remember which one, but you meet her when she's like 12, 13 or something, and then right now in the book I'm on, she's an adult, out of college, living her life, and I love it. I just love it. Yeah. Second, Voice in the Wind by Francine Rivers. It's Christian fiction, hefty. There's just certain particular pieces of it that I find relatable in my own life. I think most people would, and it just really hits you deep in the heart. Yeah, again, I also don't read a ton of adult fiction at the moment, and so it's nice to have one that I do actually really like that is adult fiction and just speaks to really good values and morals and good story and good everything. It is so well written, but it definitely doesn't avoid the nitty-gritty. It doesn't avoid the bad, but it has the good shining in the bad, and it doesn't glorify anything, bad. The problem with this is I do have a number 1 favorite book. It's actually not on my favorite shelf right now. It's like displayed on a different shelf. So we move on to shelf number 11, and this one easy pick because it has my top 10 favorite book of all time on it, which is Rooftoppers by Catherine Rundell. Cellos, rooftops, girl searching for her mother, that's all you need to know. Books, Charles is amazing, I love him. Good vibes, very like kind of whimsical, fun prose. Yeah. This next shelf also does have a little bit of a double whammy because it has the Narnia books on it, and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is another top favorite. I love it so much. However, that one's obvious, so we're picking something different. And I don't know why I'm holding the third book, but this is the third book of the Wingfeather Saga by Andrew Peterson. I forgot his name for a good second. I should know his name by now. I just actually finished the fourth book in this series, and it was so cute. It's definitely younger grade. It's been getting kind of popular recently because the show's been coming out, and at least among Christian, fiction, because it is Christian. It's children's Christian fiction, but it is so good. It has such a fun little allegory for Christianity with the maker being the God, and just the themes in it. And I don't love the ending, the very, very ending. There's just things that it's a little too rushed, and things are a little not quite what they should be, I think. Anyways, that's a whole nother rant. However, that'd be a fun video. All of the books that I hate the ending of and why. Be like solid spoilers everywhere, but it'd be fun. Anyways, I like ranting, and apparently sometimes people like listening to me rant, so, I make good background sound. Moving on to the point I'm supposed to be getting to, which I don't remember what it was. Wingfeather Saga, good series, good soup. Oh, there is a scene in the fourth book, close to the end, but not the actual end, that I love so much. I can't even explain it if you don't know it, but I just love it because just personally it lines up with one of my favorite Bible verses, and it lines up with certain things that I've been that God's been kind of trying to tell me recently, and then I read that and I was like, don't make me cry, no. So yeah, anywho, Wingfeather Saga, super cute, super good. I suppose Christian fiction, but three children and their mother and their grandfather on the run from the evil, the horrible Nag the Nameless. This next shelf is my indie bookshelf, as well as just like small publishers and hybrid publishing, whatever, stuff like that. And so I have Dust by Kara Swanson, and it's so good. I read the original Peter Pan a little while ago before I read this. I definitely recommend reading the original Peter Pan before you read this, not just the Disney version, because there's certain references that just make more sense, and but because it is not a retelling of Peter Pan, but it is a continuation of the story kind of, and adding on to new stuff. And sometimes things like that I don't really love so much when people are putting their own characters into original stories, but I think she did a really incredible job with this one. The writing is great, the story is great. I'm really excited to read the next one. I still haven't bought it yet, and I need to, but it's really good. I highly recommend. The literally only thing on this last shelf on the very bottom is the Keeper of Lost City books and my CDs. So we're not counting the CDs, and I'm still working my way in rereading through the series, so I don't have an official, this is my favorite one of the Keeper of the Lost City books. However, I like the fifth one. I remember enjoying the fifth one. I mean, none of them I didn't enjoy, but this is Lodestar. This is the fifth book in the Keeper of the Lost Cities book series by Shannon Messenger. I am currently working on rereading the series, and I'm on the fourth one, so this is the next one up. After I finish that, Harry Potter, but it's a girl, but it's elves and not wizards. Basically it. They have a lot of the same things. Wow, magic school. Wow, she can do lots of powers things. Wow, there's a teacher that hates her. But I do love it. I loved it a lot growing up in middle school. You can tell if you look at between the first and the second books, they are beat up copies. I think I used to carry them around in my big chunky heavy backpack in middle school, and the covers are like falling off. Some of them have fallen off. So they're very well loved book series from me growing up. And yeah, I remember enjoying the most when it was right in that middle of like 4 to 6 maybe, or something, like books 4, 5, 6. And I think I just remember really particularly enjoying what was going on in those books and just where the writing was and where the story was. So that's why I'm holding up the fifth book. Okay, this is kind of cheating because I did all my most of my main bookshelves. This is my shelf of current reads, but I want to do 21 shelves, so you're getting 21 shelves. You gotta listen to all of them. This shelf, it's like this big. It's very small. There's not a lot of books on it, but there's 3 different levels to it, and I will pick my favorite from each level. My favorite so far, or I guess maybe the most excited I am to read, might actually be The Book Thief. I'm still working on this one. I'm about halfway through The Book Thief. I was reading it for a buddy read that flopped and failed badly with my roommates, but I'm still gonna finish it. Very, very good from what I've read so far, and I know that it's going to be good. It's The Book Thief. Everybody loves The Book Thief. Death, World War, Germany, little girl. I don't know how much else you want. I am very excited to finish reading that one. Next, I think I will pick the favorite from this one as Impossible Creatures by Catherine Rundell as the one I'm the most excited to read next. Just because, I mean, there's others on here that are probably, actually, I probably would rank them higher. Scratch that. My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry, and by Frederick Bachman. It's little girl, grandmother, pain, trauma, different people's stories kind of coming together, vibes, whimsy, magical dreams, really, 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 really pretty writing. That's all you need. You ready? This bottom shelf on here has picture books on it and like books I don't care about. So I am going to spotlight this one. It is called The Weight of a Mass, A Tale of Faith by Josephine Nobisu. I don't know if that's how you say that. And it's just a cute little picture book that I got when I was younger from my godmother as I think maybe a Christmas or birthday present. And it was one of those ones as a kid where you get it and you're like, oh, thank you. And I really didn't want to read it. And I just was like, this is such a stupid, boring gift. And like, it's about church and like, who wants that? And just like, ugh. And I didn't want it in the slightest. And I thought it was going to be boring. I don't know why. It's like not even that long. And I avoided reading it for a really long time. And then I finally read it. And I love what I read because it's so short, but it's a really powerful story, and it shows the story of a miracle, and it is based off of a real miracle that happened. This one takes place in a bakery. The real one took place in a butcher shop, I believe. And it's just about a little old lady who goes into the bakery and she asks for some bread, or just like a scrap of bread. And he's like, can you pay for it? And she's like, I'll offer you one mass. And he tries, the baker wants to make fun of her. So he writes down 1 mass on a piece of paper and puts it on his scale. And he puts a slice of bread on the scale and is like, well, let's see if it'll, measure up. And then it does. And the mass is the little scrap of paper is way heavier than the piece of bread. And he starts piling things on where the bread is to try and get that other side of the scale to go down, and it won't. Until eventually he gives up and they go to mass together and she gets the bread. All right, guys, we are back right where we started, and I have Juniper. She's been dying to come out of her crate while I was filming. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me talk about my favorite books, because I definitely haven't done that enough. That's half the time what I do for a video. I need to stop.